Hey guys, More here. Okay, now to introduce you guys to today's challenge. So yesterday we talked about using 6/8 times, and I kind of mentioned in the last video. I said 6/8 times is pretty good because it kind of gives that energy, that galloping feeling, and it's pretty good for writing adventure music or music to promote excitement. So that's what we're gonna do today. So today's challenge is to write something adventurous using 6/8 time. So I specifically write an adventurous theme in 6/8 time and 16 bars. So key any time signature, of course, we're going to be doing 6/8 scale any of your choosing. For this little challenge, try to think more about the rhythm the 6/8 gives you naturally that you guys can play with. Form, it's the same as last time. So let's look at what we got here. So the first thing I want to do personally, I try to make a rhythm or a group first, because it's easier to build a melody that complements that easily. And then later on, if I arrange, I can change things down when I want to. So here is the natural beat we have. Dun dun. Let's go dun 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 dun. Click this. Actually, do that twice. Dun 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 dun. Okay, that's pretty good. A pretty good bass and rhythm. It's pretty driving. I'm just gonna add a little bit of a staccato note at the beginning, because I want this to be pretty staccato, at least the beginning. Kind of adds like a little bit of a marching feel. If I want to make it a little bit more interesting, I can just do this. It's kind of a little bit more funky. What if I doubled this instead? I think I was gonna keep it like this. Okay, now that we have that as our bass rhythm, let's think about some of the chords. I want to do this in minor actually, so it's gonna be an A minor. I want to go up to an F. And the reason why I chose minor is because I hopefully want to use the little Mario cadence, the 5 to 6 to the 7 to the 8, or if you guys just use this 6, 7, and first. Sorry, I said 8 by accident. Let's do a motif from that. So let's go. Let's see. Instead of going to F, let's go to this. That is the 6. My bad. 6 to the 7th, which is G, and then back to the A. Now, usually in a Mario cadence, you end on the first major. Sorry, instead of first minor, but just for sake, let's go up there and just do a minor and have this little cool rising chord progression. Pretty solid. Now let's add some accompanying voices. And the thing is, especially for accompanying bass, the more fuller or bigger the chord you make, the more louder and stronger it sounds. So keep that in mind. For me, I'm just gonna do a kind of light voicing, just so I can get my bearing. So we have an A. We can do an octave A. We can go up to a third, and I usually like going up to a third. Okay, it's good. You see, and the cool thing about this is that since this is the common tone between these two, I'm able to just stay on the C. C, okay, cool. Now, let's see, this one goes up to a G, let's go down to a B. So we can have some of that oblique motion, which sounds really good. Because that's the purpose of doing a really good smooth voice leading, is a bunch of oblique motion. So they just go from one place to the other. Now what we can do, we can keep it back up here. Well, let's see, the bass line is ascending. Let's have the tenor line descending. Let's see how that sounds like. Okay, pretty good. Even though it's just the outer voices, we can do a fuller chord in the second half. And just for simplicity's sake, I'm just going to keep the same chord progressions. And that same idea. So we'll just double these. So, because if you guys remember, for chords, the most important chord is the first, the third. Usually the fifth can be omitted, because if you have the first and the fifth, that's just a little bit of power chord, which is good. I mean, a lot of good songs are written with power chords, but they're very ambiguous. I really want to hear this minor tonality, so I'm just going to double these things. So for most of these, I'm doubling the first and the third. The only exception is the F chord. I'm doing the third and the fifth instead. That's fine because I have an F, so this is a full F triad. These other ones are just the first, the roots, and the third. Okay, let's see. And after this, I think I'm going to work on the melody. Okay, now let's look at here. So we decided to go to an A. The next note would be an E. If we follow this pattern, which we are. Oops, mistake. Let's see here what this sounds like. See, kind of has like a little bit of a royal regal feeling towards it, which I enjoy. So we can go to the third part, but I want to work on a melody. Now here's something cool. Try to use an interval, so we can choose the A. So we have, let's think about this. Dun 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 dun. So I noticed that I want to have, oops, now it sounds like I want to add a pickup note, and you can add pickup notes in the setting, but you can also add bars. So that's what I did, and it seems like I want to do, let's see. Da, 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 let's see. da dum. That's what I want. Da 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 da. Do I want that? Da dum da dum. Whoops, my mistake. Not really feeling this. Let's do that again. Let's do it a little slower. I see what's going on. This is something you guys have to be kind of careful too. So, like I said, the natural beats for 6/8 is 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 versus a 3/4, which is 1 2 3 1 2 3. And the way I written the melody, I did accents the one beat, but I delayed the accents of the second beat, so that's why it sounded a little bit weird. Which is good, because which can be good because you can have a little bit of what's it called, complexity in your rhythms. But for me, this sounds starting to sound more like 3/4 instead of 6/8. So I'm trying to write a melody that complements that, but I want to write a different melody for something else. So let's see if I do this. Da 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 da. Let's see. Let's repeat this little idea again. Since the F and the A share a lot of common tones. Da 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 da. Now let's see. Let's repeat this again. Da. Da, 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 da. Then we can repeat this little idea once more. Now you can handle this as a 4-part phrase, or you can try to make a 3-part. That's what I'm going to do. I mean, not 3-part, an 8-part phrase. Let's see, I'm just trying to see how that sounds. Not feeling it, so I'm going to keep the same motif. I like that little idea. Whenever I have these sets of 3, I add a little 16th notes. Again, let's copy, paste this one. Now I want to do something different here. Let me copy and paste this. So dun 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 dun. Change the rhythm a bit. Not what I wanted. No, it's da da. Da 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 da. Kinda wanna do that little scale run again. Okay, that's pretty good. Now let's hear from the beginning. Now I want to do a little contrast here, just because this is going, I feel like it's pretty chugging, it's pretty going on pretty good. I want a slow part, something very more intimate. And I think I'm going to accent the 3/4 nature of this piece instead of the 6/8 nature that I written in. And I think I'm just going to descend. Let's see. Just making a mock melody of what I kind of want to do. Da, 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 da. Okay. Now let's hear this again. Oops. Okay, good. Now let's see. I think I'm gonna write an accompaniment that's based on that. Now let's think, where should I start? I think I'm gonna start on the A minor, the 1. Instead of doing a different chord like I usually do, it's because I wanna keep that minor tonality. Da da dum. Let's see. a rising. And I'm going to do something different. I'm going to add this. And if I do that, okay, I'm kind of giving it a Phrygian feel just because I want a flat at the B, so I'm thinking of making a B flat chord. Now let's see. Now like this. So down. So I'm doing a little vamp between A and B flat, and the B flat is, if you guys know anything about modal mixture, this is a chord borrowed from a Phrygian. I believe that's where this chord comes from. So, or I guess you can also say C Mixolydian. That gives you a B minor chord as well. But I just realized something. Since I did the B flat, this would actually be a B minor. So maybe not from, probably from the Phrygian, but not the Mixolydian. Okay, and let me add some chords really quick. We're almost done here. So we want, let's do a sparse voice leading. Let's do an octave. Now let's see here. You want to go, you can go up and do parallel octaves, which, if you guys know music theory, is not the biggest, what's it called? Not the biggest thing to do. If you can avoid it, you should. But that's just because it sounds so disjointed, so abrupt. But let's see if it works for this style, because this style, we're completely changing from the 6/8 time fill to a 3/4. So, and we're also having some Phrygian chords in it, so this disjunct filling might be what we need for this section. And for me it sounds fine, but let me try some different voicings. I can do an F. Sounds pretty good. And do a D flat. Out of all these, I think I enjoyed. Oops. I think I've enjoyed the F, going from an octave to a power chord. Now, again, we have that. Now we can keep it an A. Or you can do another power chord, which is again a big no-no, but maybe let's see what that sounds like. Actually, for this little motif, I think a power chord or the roots in the fifth sounds really good with each other. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, no, that sounds good. Again, this breaks quite a few things of fourth voice harmony. So, but we don't really matter, because I don't want people to sing this this Vindra's theme. Okay, sounds pretty good. Let's compare that to our previous section we wrote. So it's really different from the previous section, and I kind of wanted that little what's it called, contrast. So I'm really pleased. But I do feel like it's a little bit too slow. I want to say slow, too different sometimes. I kind of want something to happen between dun 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 dun. I could write something like that. I could write a let's change this one. Can do dun, 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 dun. Maybe right here. I can figure this out a little later, but for the most part, I think it sounds pretty good. Now let's wrap things up. So let's copy and paste this whole section right here, because we're just gonna do a little recap. But but instead, we're gonna end with a true Mario cadence to an A major. So, and then we're going to turn all these into whole notes. So, biggest difference is that this has an E sharp. So, let's think here. To make this accentuated, let's listen to this. Pretty good. But I think what I want to do, I want to change the melody. Da 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 da. Pretty good. Now let's take a listen to everything. So this is the Adventure theme that I wrote. Okay. For the purpose of this little challenge, I think it's pretty good. There's some things I might want to work on with. It's just the transition between this third section to the final section right here. Just because I feel like it's a little bit too abrupt. I can parallel the this little thing right here and do a little 16-note run. And since we're hitting a C, something as simple as this, it could work. Sounds pretty good. Maybe add some more little marching sounds in between these ones, because it sounds a little bit too hollow, a little bit too different from the little march thing we have. Just something like that. Just things to think about as you write this, and especially when I upload this, it's gonna be a little bit more different, just because I'm gonna harmonize it. But it sounds pretty adventurous. I think the main part has to do with this. It's the little march, little rhythm part, little driving rhythm that we have. And it gives it that very outgoing film. And especially since I chose a minor, I chose to do the Mario cadence. which, if you guys want notation, is just the 5, the 6, the 7, 2, 1. And most of these chords are found naturally or diatonic in the minor scale, minus the 1 and the 5. We usually raise the 5th anyway, just so we can have a dominant 5. But as you can see, even having the minor 1 still gives that little sense of adventure. And when you guys decide to end on a plicocade, on a picardy third on the first major, because of that nice resolution, saying that we're done. Well, that's been everything. This video took a little longer than I thought it was going to take, but I hope you guys enjoy it. Until next time, see ya.